Please beware, rum, rum, me. Oh, Bambi, I won't lie. If I weren't in this spider web of mine, if grandpa.
What up, it's your boy T-Bird here with the reaction. So, another year-ending video. Happy New Year. It'll get out in time before New Year's end. Well, yeah, we're in the last day of the new year. The last day of 2017, heading to the new year of 2018. So, another new video. This was from the one and only Isaiah the Player. This is his personal pick for top 10 albums of 2017. Some good It was some good albums this year. I can tell you for sure that. A lot of people downplay the music though, but there was some good albums though. So a lot of ones I know I own like almost half of them because of my DJ pool, and I listen to most of them, not all. Only because I have a hard time trying to transfer stuff to my phone. It's a pain in the ass sometimes. But let's see what they are if you're on my Serato list to DJ. So let's hear from the man Isaiah the Player on the top 10 animes. See, got too much anime in my mind. Top 10 albums of 2017. Let's go.
Oh, Bambi, I won't lie.
Is exposing your boy because proactive is not working. What's poppin', everybody? So 2017 is coming to a close, so you know what that means. We got the best of list of 2017. This one, as you can tell from the title, is top 10 albums of 2017. Before I jump into it, I have to read off my honorable mentions because basically just albums. They're basically albums that I enjoyed a lot, listened to them a lot, but unfortunately they just couldn't crack the top 10. So bear with me because there's a lot of honorable mentions. So for the honorable mentions, we got 2 Chainz with Pretty Girls Like Trap Music.
Okay.
Lil Uzi Vert, Love Is Rage 2.
Okay.
SZA, Control.
Oh.
Big Crit, Forever Is a Mighty Long Time. Vince Staples, Big Fish Theory.
Okay.
ASAP Mob, Cozy Tapes 2. Jay-Z, 444. Joyner Lucas, 508, 507, 2209. Okay. And last on the honorable mentions is Drake, More Life.
Damn, I can't wait to see what South gonna be.
Make sure you follow your boy.
He just took out SZA, whole video of Drake.
Straight into it.
Dang, I can't wait to see the comments on this one.
Alright, so number 10, we have Logic with Everybody. And I never really understood the hate this album got. It's nowhere near the level of Under Pressure or The Incredible True Story, but it was definitely a solid album. The main complaint I saw was people were complaining that Logic was talking too much about being biracial, which I can see why that would get annoying, but for me personally, I didn't have a problem with it because I can relate to that, because I'm biracial like Logic is. I have a black dad and a white mom just like him. I honestly thought it was just necessary because he doesn't really talk about it that much until this album came out, and there's a lot of people calling him white, a lot of people calling him black, and he just wanted to clear that up.
A lot of people, yeah. Because first, when I first heard about Logic, I saw him, I thought he was white. Then I looked it up because I pulled him on my Origin Watch and found out he's biracial. I'm like, holy shit. That surprised me. But yeah, a lot of people don't know he's mixed. So I guess he had to finally put it out there on his new album. I can understand that.
Much. The only problem I had personally with this album was there was a handful of cringy and corny moments because musically the album was really good. There wasn't a single track I didn't like. There's a handful of tracks that I really enjoyed and listened to almost every day. Other songs are just average, but not a single bad song here by any means. But my main complaint, like I said, was there were some cringy, corny moments. Like in Most Definitely, it was a good song. I really enjoyed Most Definitely. But at the end where he's talking about black is beautiful, be black and proud, I get the message. That's a good message. But it's coming from a white-looking person, so that came off as super cringy to me, because I get that Logic's mixed, but you look white Logic, you gotta accept that. So it just came off as super corny to me. Another corny song, I'll probably get hate for this, was 1-800. I'm definitely not, hating on the success it had or the impact it had, because it definitely saved some lives. I think the call center said they got an increase in 4,000% because of the songs.
Wow.
It's definitely saving lives, so I can definitely not hate on it for that. But I thought the execution of the song itself was pretty lazy. It's just the first part is just I want to die. Second part is now I don't want to die. It wasn't I don't really know how to explain it, but it just seems like the actual songwriting to that was super lazy. But the actual musical part of that song, the singing and whatnot with Alicia Cara and Khalid, that was great.
That's how I feel Alicia. I'm calling Alessa.
Number 10, we got Logic, Everybody. Only thing holding it back was, those corny, cringy moments. So at number 9 we have Russ with "There's Really a Wolf."
Russ.
And the thing with Russ is you have to separate the man from
Yeah,
the
I don't know
music.
too much about Russ. He got me on this one.
We all know this. Russ has a pretty douchey personality. He acts like he's all high and mighty and better than everybody else, and that just comes off as, I don't know. It's just he's not a likable person in real life, but his music is great. This album was about 20 songs long, and I was kind of skeptical about that because long albums like this usually aren't too good, but I gotta say, the first time listening to this album all the way through, I enjoyed every single track. I can't even lie. A lot of the songs, listen to it back, don't have much replay value, but, that doesn't change the fact that the first time through, he made 20 great songs. It was just incredible. I was not expecting that at all going into this. The problem I had with this album was the fact that he was bragging too much like Russ always does. There's like 4 or 5 songs where he's talking about grinding for 10 years, making his own beats, writing his own lyrics. It just got repetitive after a while. I get why you are bragging about that because, that's pretty impressive to make all your own music, make the beats, mix, master, and engineer it all, sing, rap, write the lyrics.
Yeah.
That's impressive, but when you brag about it so much, it just becomes stupid, honestly.
Damn.
And he acts like he's the only one to do that. There's lots of rappers that took 10 years to blow up. There's lots of rappers that produce their own beats. There's lots of rappers that engineer and mix all their own stuff. Most rappers write their own lyrics. There's a lot of rappers that are good singers. And he's acting like he's the first one to do all those things. And that's why it comes off as bad. That's why a lot of people hate him for that. But that doesn't change the fact that musically this album was amazing. Russ himself,
I gotta check him out. I might have got it. I might got it, but then download it, but never listen to it.
His own lyrics and melodies, and I honestly am impressed. But he has to stop bragging about it. There's songs on this album for every type of listener. If you like Russ when he's super vibey and just sings about girls or whatnot, he has that. He also has songs where he just spits straight bars. He has songs where he combines the two, and honestly, it just was on a really, really solid project for real. I'm one of those people that doesn't like Russ as a person, but his music.
Yeah, I got the album. Yep, I have it.
Yeah, Vic Mensa with the autobiography.
Vic Mensa,
and this album is definitely one of the most slept on albums of the year for sure.
It was slept on.
Vic Mensa just brings a lot of different sounds and styles in this album. He's a super diverse and versatile rapper. He can sing, he can make rock songs, he can spit bars, he can tell stories, and he does all of that on this album. And I gotta say, he's definitely one of the best storytellers of this generation. If you don't believe me, you gotta listen to this album for real. But most of the songs don't have that much replay value, but listening to it for the first time all the way through, it's definitely a good experience for sure. Like I was literally just laying on my couch, eyes closed and my beats on, and I was just vibing out to this album. It was just, it's like first time through, a really good experience. After a while, the songs that were just solid and average, those start to lose their value. But the songs that stood out, I still bump those to this day.
The music playing in background kind of dope.
Say It Didn't, Rage, Heaven on Earth. Vic is an amazing singer. He's a really good rapper, really good at storytelling, and he brings all 3 of those things into this album, and he executes it perfectly. So number 7, we have Bryson Tiller with True to Self. And this album
I'm not
is
sure I
pretty
grabbed
much
that.
Trap Soul
I might
Part 2,
got some.
which is not a bad thing by any
album.
means. It's just Bryson Tiller doing what he does best, singing over trap beats about his girl problems, and it sounds amazing. It's just the perfect music.
Yep, I got it.
Drive around at night, cruising by yourself.
I think it's part of the album like I don't listen to it.
I think the only real difference is there's a couple songs where he's singing and kind of rapping about the success he's had, like songs like Self-Made, talking about all the money he's made and trying to provide for his daughter, which I thought was a great touch as well, on top of those girl troubles. And if you just like singers who sing over, rap beats, this album is the perfect album for you. So at number 6, we have Amine with Good For You. This album surprised me the most out of any other album this year. I heard Caroline and Red Mercedes. I thought those were pretty good songs, but nothing really special. But when I heard this album, man,
yeah, I don't think I got that whole album.
I was not expecting anything like that. Amine was showing on this album that he's not your average rapper. He's a good singer. He can incorporate other sounds outside of rap into his music.
Check it out.
And honestly, it's just like good music to vibe to, real talk. Like you can just go to the beach with your friends or whatnot. It's like that type of music, just go to the beach or you're hanging out with your friends and you can put that on and you can all have a good time. Amine is showing off his singing chops. There's a couple songs on here I was surprised where he's actually somewhat deep. Obviously he's not like J. Cole or Kendrick's level of deep, but he was pretty deep, telling us about his inner thoughts and whatnot, about his like upbringing. And I gotta say, I did sleep on this album for like a month or two. I held it off listening to it for like a month or two, and that was a mistake because this album was so good.
It happens like that, trust me. I've already got a lot of albums I didn't listen to that held up because I ain't because I didn't want to listen to it.
Such a good album, not even.
It's because I hate his
number 5,
problem.
All American Badass by
Joey Badass.
And this
I put it on my phone. I like put that on my phone
because it was lyrical rap, political rap, like I expected, but it actually sounded good musically, which is something not many rappers pull off. Joey Badass was singing a decent amount through this project, which was surprising to me, but it was a welcome surprise. I hadn't heard him sing previously, but he did sound pretty good. This is just a phenomenal album. It has a really good message, and it's good musically, which you can't ask for more in an artist. At number 4, we have Kendrick Lamar.
Damn!
It's pretty obvious why it's on here. Every time Kendrick drops an album, it's always top 10 in that year.
Yeah,
and I honestly put it on here mostly because of replay value. You can play almost any song and it still sounds just as good as the first time you heard it, which is pretty impressive because not many rappers can pull that off.
True.
And on top of that, I got to give props to Kendrick because, this is his most successful album. Not his best, but most successful album. And what I like so much about this album was that it sounds like mainstream rap, but it's not, so poppy that it comes off as corny. Kendrick just brings a lot of sounds to this project, and I can still listen to it front to back and not be bored at all. So number 3 is one that's probably going to shock a lot of you, and that is Jidenna with the Chief. And it's on here because it's just so different from a lot of the stuff I've heard this year, and not in a bad way. Jidenna, he grew up in Nigeria, so he incorporates a lot of sounds from Africa into his music,
and that's his
especially on this
intro.
album. He's just got a lot of sounds from a lot of cultures on this album, and it's just something so unique that I think everybody needs to listen to it at least once, even if you don't like it. But me, I loved it. The one knock I will say is, honestly, there's a couple songs on here I didn't even really like, but the other 9 or 10 songs I did like, I enjoyed the hell out of them. Matter of fact, Bambi is my favorite song of the year, which is why I used it in my intro. That shows you how much I like this album. And Jidenna is just a very versatile artist. He can sing, he can spit bars. He does that on this project. And almost every song just sounds so different that it's just a really good experience to listen to this all the way through. So at number 2, we have Tyler, the Creator with Flower. And this album is just Tyler growing up. He's blooming like a flower.
I know what you're saying. You're so smart.
This was good. Yeah, he definitely cool with this album. Yes.
Some of the old Odd Future fans probably didn't like this album, but I thought it was great. Obviously he still has his rap songs like Who Dat Boy, but there's a lot of singing on here, and I liked it a lot, honestly. Tyler, the Creator, was singing here and there throughout the project, and he doesn't have a great singing voice, but it's not bad, and it sounded pretty decent on the beats that he chose. And overall, listening to the album just put me in a really good mood, and because of that, I had to put it at my number 2. So at number 1, we have Big Sean with
Wow,
I thought
Big
the album
Sean.
was amazing. I always thought throughout the year that, there's got to be at least 1 or 2 albums that beat it, and that never happened. It's just Big Sean at his absolute best. I can honestly say I enjoyed each and every single song. There's a lot of bangers on this album, but what I liked, what Big Sean kind of switched up and did differently is while he had those bangers, there was good messages behind them. Like, probably the most ignorant song on this album was Moves. The chorus is talking about acid and whatnot, but at the end he talks about how he gave his whole family jobs, he takes care of his mom, and he loves his girlfriend, which I thought is just a really good touch that he's making bangers, but also giving a good message. Which is what I just loved about this album. He had a bunch of bangers on here, but there's good messages behind those bangers. And on top of that, there's a couple, I guess you could say moody, vibey songs like Halfway Up the Balcony, which I absolutely loved. Those songs were super good, and I really got nothing else to say about this album. It's just I enjoyed each and every single song thoroughly. Alright, y'all, that's all I got for this video. My next 2 videos will be my top 50 songs of 2017, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I might do that afterwards, though. But that was good list right there. So a lot of albums I got personally on my computer from DJ, my DJing though, because I'm part of my record pool, which actually don't actually have to pay for it. As long as you give a good resume that you're a DJ and everything, you're fine. And it's vertico.com. It's VIRDIKO. Vertical Global. That is a good website. They have like singles for you. You sign up and give you albums that comes out, as well as compilation like Billboard 100, a clean compilation of the month, like songs that was out in the month, out around that month, hits around that month, and clean version as well too. But like they give you good amount of albums too. Now I give you all because like some they didn't have like the Cozy Tape 2 in there. They didn't have the Armenian album unless I didn't even say did it. I missed it one time. But they'll have like some mixtapes on there as well too. Other than that, this was good looks, I'd say. So if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.